Mona, Mamona. Oh, there's one that's just through here, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. Oh, I meant to go talk to Alphino first. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blofiswin. While the Admiral and I are finalising promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavoured to spread the word of our organisation through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many whom may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, it is of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you're satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter and we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. We go to the upper decks and we look for these individuals who might wish to aid in whatever it is we're going to be doing with this group. There's a bunch of them around. Oh, the lovely sakura decorations. Oh, one of them's up here. An organisation with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is time to act and time to watch. And I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Dang. Raina, Master Alphino's new organisation? Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. It is with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. Hmm. We'll Ethernet over to the aft castle and then talk to the others from here. Eh? Who the bloody hell do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on the dandy Carver Lane's door. I already did. No one in Limsa wants to join because everyone in Limsa is kind of out for themselves. It is a town formed of pirates and sell swords, so makes sense, I guess. A precursor to a precursor to United Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at the Naldeek and Vermelli at Naldeek and Vermelli's keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armourer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Yep, looking out for themselves. Like I'd be willing to help if you paid me. Lovely little picnic spot set up. Well, if it ain't Tegan. I've not forgotten adventurer brave enough. No, I'd not forget adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Reel, don't you? Formerly of the company of heroes. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't often I drag my arse out of Limpsert for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? Hmm? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alright, lass, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. Can we not just recruit a company of heroes and then like other old adventuring groups? Seems like a solid way to go. Oh, we need to get the airship landing. I just ran the wrong way. It's fine. Maybe I can grab whatever the nearest Aethernet is. Which is going to be, because I don't know where this comes out. Oh, it comes out here. Just the main Aethernet then, I guess. So many people. Ethernet. Right, so this is the other event that's going on currently. Is the Itinerant Moogle. Where you can gather irregular tombstones to exchange them for special items, like the Payasut earrings, the Inferno jacket, which is actually pretty cool. Pretty cool Ifrit jacket with flame sleeves and the little Final Fantasy 14 symbol on the arm, on the chest pocket, and then a couple of different mounts, like a bed. It's quite funny, and some minions as well. Ancient One, Phelps Torn is another mount, Bombard Pelican is another mount, Legendary Kamui is another mount, Hello Kamui. We've got the Wind Up Sylph, little cabbage, a bunch of Skellic stuff. Time Worn maps, Bitey Duckbill, Bacon Bits. Oh, there's some great stuff in this one actually. Garden Gates Equestrian Roll, that cat rug, Fluffy Band Gates, Apothecary Workbench. A bunch of these are actually really good. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mounts. The Inferno jacket as well is pretty cool. The Ancient One minion. Right, so you gather up tombstones. And the way you do it is there are, if I jump out of this menu, there is the Mogpendium. As you can see here, you can go and find the Itinerant Moogle in any of the main cities and open up the Mogpendium and complete some of these missions, and they give you some Mogstones alongside any of their other rewards, like The standard objectives are just doing a bunch of dungeons and things. So things like the Sunken Temple of Khan is 3, Cutter's Cry is 3, Zmail Darkhold is 3, Aurum Vale is 3, Castrum Meridium is 4, the Praetorium is 7, so that's normally how I do this. It's just spam run the Praetorium. Porta Decumana is 3, Hidden Gorge, which is one of the PvP things, I think. The Hunt. Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt. Phantasmagoria. Is 3 to 5 times. And then gates in the Gold Saucer are 1 to 10 times. Between 1 and 10. And then there's other dungeons from the other expansions, like level 61s, level 71s, level 81s. And then like trials, 60, 70, 80, 90, PvP 30s. Then there's the weekly objectives, which one of them is Aurum Vale. So I can definitely do that. And another one is one of the level 90 trials, the Wind Rises. I can definitely do that though. Aurum Vale, 20. Then there's the Mini-Mog challenges, which is a Blue Mage thing, a fishing thing, some fates in an area that I have not unlocked, and Island Sanctuary, which I also haven't unlocked. These are all things that I haven't unlocked yet, so I could pick up Fisherman and potentially just do that Mini-Mog challenge. And then there's the Ultimate Mog, which gets you 50 for completing the quest on the Shoulders of Giants to unlock the Deep Dungeon, and then in doing the Deep Dungeon you get 50. So because I've only unlocked some of it, I want to say that that is just sea fishing. So I could go and pick up being a fisherman and do some deep sea fishing, because that's nice and simple cost-wise. And that gets you 10 every time, which is pretty good. I can do the Aurum Vale for a set of 20, and then I can just spam the Praetorium for 7 every time. Which I'm very tempted to do, because now that I've seen the rewards that you can get, how many do I actually need? So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Parasol. Or the lean emote. Or a new hairstyle, form and function. I don't even know what that one looks like. Braided headband. Oh, that's kind of cute. Queen's Guard barding as well. Wait, so it's 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 280. Although actually the Elves and the Bomb Paladin are fairly easy to get. Those just by doing allied societies you can unlock those. Yeah, Raise the Egg from the Pie and the Novus Clutch. And Hovering Palanquin from a bevy of bombs summoned by the kobolds. Those are fairly simple ones to get. Kamuis are going to be more difficult. So it was 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. 250 goes to 280, goes to 310, goes to 325, goes to 332, goes to 339. So realistically I want 339 tombstones to get all of the things that I want, and then I can use the extras to get a hairstyle, an emote, a set of barding, a parasol, some other cute stuff, like a fat cat rug for when I eventually get a house, some sets of level 70 armour, but I can't equip them yet, so then now that I've looked at them, that's pretty cool. That's the Rogue Viper one. Where's the healer one? What does the healer one look like? cute. Nothing super fancy though. Big collar. That one's kind of cool. Yeah, the scouting one is pretty cool though. Funding. Yeah, I'm not that fussed about those outfits. So 330 something, or call it 350. So realistically, we want 350. I could pick up Blue Mage as a job, it's right here, but the Masked Carnival is a bit of a nightmare to do, in my opinion. So I'm not going to be doing that. But that's the other event that's going on, and it's going until the release of 5.2. I think it's 5.2. No, not 5. 7.2. The next update, expansion, post Dawn Trail release, as we lead into the next main expansion. So we've got a little bit of time, but not a huge amount of time. Collecting up 300 odd is going to be interesting. So I may well start that and start doing that this weekend. And like do a stream on Tuesday and maybe next weekend to do the same. Tegan, your recruiting went well, I trust. I am curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes indicated an interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. If you could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit to the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofka's altar. He said at my own pace, so I'm going to go and unlock becoming a fisherman first. And we're going to do a really quick look at when the next ocean fishing is. Next ocean fishing is en route right now. So the actual next one is in 2 hours, which is when I finish my stream. Maybe I collect this sort of stuff off stream. I can at least go and pick up being a fisher person. That's something I can do. And I can probably do some of it on stream. That's what I can do. I can intersperse my learning, my maxing out my fisherman by doing deep sea fishing with actually just going and continuing the Heavensward towards Heavensward. So we can definitely do that. So let's come down here and become a fisher person. A fishing woman. Well, a well-wishing welcome to you, adventurer friend. You've worked your way to the fisherman's bottom. When you want to fish for just a day, you can call a culinarian. When you want to fish for just a day, you can call a culinarian, but we fishermen feast for life. I've set the bait. Think you're ready to bite? Hooray, hooray! Looks like we've got a live one. Let me walk you through the life of a fisherman in Limsa Lominsa. Since we're surrounded by the seas, the fishing sites are a fisherman's delight. If you can't fish it here, you can't fish it anywhere. While some of us rope our fish in with rods and reels, others skim the seabed with nets and Others skim the seabeds with nets for creepy crawly critters. You might say we cast a wide net. People prattle about our pullers just about everywhere in Limsa. And there's much, and more I haven't mentioned. We shepherd the ships, preside over the ports, manage the mongers, all while making sure not to leave any adventurers out to sea. I'll wager you prefer to work alone, so we'll start you off with a rod and reel. Now, you may not necessarily net the numbers net fishing yields, but pole fishing positively pulls prettier prizes. Oh God, she likes alliteration. And that's the long and short of it. When you're ready for another bite of bait, I'll reel you in before the guildmaster. You're upsetting me with all your alliteration. The other good part is if I max my fisher, because you can actually get to level 100 fisher by just doing deep sea fishing, and it's probably the quickest way to do it. Then that will help me get the ingredients that I need to level Culinarian throughout the game, because fishing and botany are the two gatherers that kind of supply Culinarian. Yes, save your breath. I heard every word between you and Malika, so I know she told you my role here. As she said, Largo's supposed to be the guildmaster, but apparently has bigger fish to fry, so all this work falls on me. That includes making our new fish, making sure our new fish aren't shellfish, idiots, and potential anemones. You've passed the first test by not laughing at that awful joke. Oh no, I laughed at the joke. Oh no, I didn't pass the first test of being a fisher. Now you only need the right answer to this question. Are you prepared to fish like you've never fished before? Yeah. Well, you're smarter than the majority of bottom dwellers. They find their way here. Welcome to the guild. Now, this wouldn't be much of a guild if we set you out to sea with only a pole and a prayer, so I suppose I can spare a few pearls of wisdom for you. Nevertheless, you're still going to need a pole and a prayer, so I can at least provide you with the former. Here you go. I'm just going to run through her conversation a little bit. I just want to get fishing. Do a quick drop fishing rod there. Equip stuff. And then not update my white mage thing, but grab swap place round. There we go. Yeah. You're looking quite formidable. Let's hope you don't scare all the fish away. Now, the first rule of fishing is to hold on to your rod. Take care of your rod, and your rod will take care of you. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Since you're new here, we're going to start small. They don't come much smaller than anchovies. You'll find schools of anchovies swimming around outside in Galadian Bay, so you can catch your meagre supper without even walking 10 yards. Anchovies are hardly the most cunning fish in the sea, making them an ideal first assignment. Simply bait a hook and some of those lugworm. Simply bait a hook with some of those lugworms I gave you, dip it in the water, and the fish will practically catch themselves. Off the hotbars, because I've got them elsewhere. Quit and rest can go up there. Cast can go there, hook can go there. Bait can come over here. Triangulate doesn't need to be on there. Cast light can go up here. We have the fish guide and fishing log. We can look at the fishing log, and we can look at the fish guide. And we can open up our bait pouch. We can bring this down here. We've got some crayfish balls that I made myself. And 99 lugworms that she's given me. for fishing, and all you need to do for fishing is you run up to the water, and then it highlights out the cast. You make sure that your bait is selected with the little tick, and then you can simply cast your line. And while you're there, you can have a nice sit. Oh, if I can type it correctly. Sit. There we go, you can just have a lovely sit. You can light up the end of your rod so that you can see what's happening. And then when you get the little question mark, you just hook. And that's the basis of fishing. And there you go, I caught a fish for the first time and immediately leveled up to 2.5. And it's not even the right fish I need, so I can just go again. And because I have 99 of the lugworms that she gave me, I could fish here for ages. I catch another new fish and go up to 3. And again, it's not the right fish. You get more experience for the bigger fish you catch and for first time catching a new fish. Because as you can see, they'll start appearing in the fishing guide. Oh, I was not paying attention and I lost a bait because the fish question mark came up and I didn't reel it in. I didn't hook it. But then as you level up, you can equip better gear, and also you'll unlock more skills that make for more interesting fishing. But the basics is simply cast, hook. I caught fish I had already caught before, but that got me half a level anyway, so I went up to 4. Fishing is super simple at its core, and it's when you level up that you then get more interesting stuff. In all honesty, much like most of what's going on. Like most of the classes are super simple at base, like White Mage as well. Is simply you need to make sure your allies are alive. So you have like a regen and a heal and an Asuna. And the majority of the game can be played from that. But then you also have a couple of attack moves so that you can also defend yourself and do the quests on your own. Chum. I like to put chum on the second hotbar. Okay, we've got 2 anchovies so far. And we're already level 5. Did they run up my fishing rod? They totally did. Kidragora, why are you stood on my fishing rod? It's not safe for you up there. I had to flick them off. We might be like almost level 10 by the time I get these 5 anchovies. And then I can go do the level 5 quest, then do the level 10 quest, and then unlock deep sea fishing. Because I think you just have to be level 10 to do deep sea fishing. Which you can very easily get to, as you can tell. I've been here for like 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Something like that. And I'm already level 6. So reaching level 10 is super simple. It's just unfortunate that I missed the deep sea fishing. But I can catch the next one. So we'll be okay. Oh. I moved. Right, I think I moved my camera when I wasn't mid-fish and it tried to make me turn. Have a seat again. Having a nice little fish sat in my suit. Definitely not a fishing outfit. Kidragora's just having a run about. 7. I still need to catch one more anchovy for my level 1 quest. Whee. Oh. Yeah, so I will unlock the deep sea fishing, but I won't go deep sea fishing while still on stream, because the next deep sea fishing will be when I finish stream, unfortunately. So I will do some deep sea fishing off stream in order to earn up some of the mog stones. But then maybe tomorrow when I'm actually streaming, I can do some deep sea fishing in between continuing on my route to Heavensward. If that makes sense. That probably makes sense. And we got our 5 anchovies. And a 6th anchovy for good measure, apparently. I can run back up here and hand those in. Here, Chovy, Chovy, here, Chovy, Chovy, fair flock of feisty fish you've got, giddy guppy. Careful they don't slip out of your sight. Oh. Oh, what a largo. To what do we owe this pleasure? A guildmaster's got to get after the guppies, dividing up the daily drudgeries, picking out the proper potable, and some such support and service. And who gets after the guildmaster? We have books to balance, you know. Books you should be balancing. I did my best to balance the books, but the bilge keel bent and the bow break, bouncing the whole batch off the boat. That's not what... You know, it was just an expression. But that's neither here nor there. So long as you keep at the bit, Tegan, our books will balance themselves. Don't let that go to your head, of course. Any beginner can snag some anchovies, but you'll need to experiment with different lures to explore new waters if you want to catch the big ones. Fundamentals are fine, but the fun is fishing for new finds. Like my uncle always said, fishing's like philandering. You never know what you'll catch. Sure. And with those well-spoken words of wisdom, we will leave you to your wiles. Hooray, I did the level 1 Fisher quest. And I'm now level 7. I can pick up the... Wait, what's the... Back in the water? Is that the deep sea fishing one? No, that's just the level 3 quest. There's the deep sea fishing one. You don't even need to be level 10, you just need to be level 1 and then complete the level 1 fishing quest. They made it even easier. What a flink, Tegan. You may have just taken up the rod, but anyone can see you've got a keen eye, the keen eye of a fisherman, and I reckon you're looking to make that eye keener still. Bigger fish, more exotic locales. Aye, that's what we all seek, ain't it? It just so happens I can tell you how to find them. You see, the Fisherman's Guild has just finished constructing a vast boat equipped for voyages on the high seas. As far as I know, Captain Forazagul is still looking for a band of fishermen adventurous enough to brave the deepest fishing hole of them all. If you think you've the stones for it, I'm sure he'll be glad to take you on. Yeah, so I've picked up the quest to go deep sea fishing, and then what I do is I run over there, if you can see it all the way over there, not this nearer docks, the further away docks, You can't get those Nero docks. There's no actual way to get down there. And I accept fishing, and then I make sure that I have the correct lures just in case, and I can then go deep sea fishing when next available. But for the rest of the stream, I will literally be picking up deep sea fishing and then heading back to Gridania, I guess, for the next mission. But what I might do is I might make Limsa Lominsa my home base, so that in tomorrow's stream I can quick teleport back to Limsa whenever deep sea fishing comes up. Here we go. So this is the individual that you talk to go deep sea fishing. But you pick up the quest first. Another daring soul come to join our crew, eh? And let me be the first to welcome you to the Endeavour. Now, this ain't your regular fishing boat. We sail it where we please, holding only the course the wind provides us. Aye, that's the only way we can see the unseen, know the unknown. Captain Forzagal, if I may, the Endeavour is the Guild's only ship of this magnitude, and if we, as you say, sail only where the wind pleases to take us, you may not ever return to this port. The Guild may not look favourably upon such liberal use of its property. My apologies for foregoing an introduction. I'm Dristota, sent from the Fisherman's Guild to oversee this venture. Why am I here when the ship already has a captain, you ask? Well, as you may already know, members of our trade, Master Valalago and Captain Forzagal included, seem to have difficulties managing time. I suppose the concept becomes something of an afterthought when one becomes so focused on water's surface. Regardless, I'm here to ensure the ship adheres to its schedule, both by managing its finances and ensuring new crew members board smoothly. The Endeavour shall embark upon any number of predetermined routes, each of which has its port, have this port as their final destination. Rest assured, if you fail to join one voyage, the ship shall return before long. The route we travel will be determined by our departure time, and you may speak with me if you wish to know the route before boarding. Pray bear in mind that we must keep to a strict schedule. We cannot take on more crew members after we have begun boarding, and there are no exceptions to this rule, even for captains. Aye, I hear you. When we board the ship is when we get to the exciting part, fishing. Here, take these lures. They're certain to attract something worth displaying on your wall, or at very least worth eating. Do they just provide me with some of the lures that I need? Oh no, they just give me versatile lures. Yeah. They're all well and good, but they're nothing amazing. Should be enough to last for one voyage. At least. If you're looking for other kinds of bait, you can buy it here on the docks or on the ship. Try to switch it up now and then, because if you only use the same bait, you're only going to keep catching the same fish. And that ain't why we do this, is it? Exactly, I want to catch lots of different fish. And one last thing. While Dristota here may be in charge of the particulars on land, once we're on the ship, it's my word you'll heed. So when I say we're fishing here or we're sailing there, I won't hear no objections. As long as we're clear on that, I believe there'll be bounteous fishing for all. And with that, the Endeavour is yours to board. If you wish to enter the ship, or if you would like a more detailed explanation of what it is we do, you only need to ask. Yeah, I get 10 versatile lures. And that's ocean fishing unlocked. Yeah, potential crew members may register to board the Endeavour in 15-minute intervals occurring every 2 hours, Earth time. However, the Endeavour will depart early if the number of crew members reach 24. So try and be prompt. It will sit for 15 minutes unless it fills up, and then it won't sit for 15 minutes. Okay, so the next boarding is in 1 hour and 15 minutes. But I can come down here, and I can get... So these are the lures that you need for deep sea fishing, which is ragworms, krill, plump worms. But then you can also get versatile lures. But what I like to do is just to make sure I have a supply of each of them, because that will keep me going. And that's going to be fishing eventually. But for now, we can jump back to white maging instead. And I'll drop it back to the main aetheryte and set it as our home point. And set home point from New Gridania to Limsar. Oh no, we've got to wait for people to load in. Limsar is always very busy. There we go. Yeah, and you can see the star that says it's set as our home point. So now, because we're already here and we want to save on a bit of money rather than teleporting straight to New Gridania, now that it's not our home point anymore, I will go up to the airship landing and just take an airship, because it's a bit cheaper. But yeah, now that we've got Limsar as our main port of call, as our home point, we can just use return and then use the Aethernet to get to the Fisherman's, not the Fisherman's Guild, to the Arcanists Guild, which is then outside the port. And we can then just run into the port and jump on the ocean fishing boat, or register to jump on the ocean fishing boat. And that will allow us to do some deep sea fishing. And I'm sure when I get that up, it'll be nice and simple. Yeah, I'll level the Fisher up while off stream, and then I will do more while doing the story on stream tomorrow to gather up mogstones where possible. So that's where the itinerant mogstone is. Oh, right, we can now do a quick check. There we go. Fishing. Right, it's not deep sea fishing, it is simply catching this specific fish. But if you go into the basic objectives, there is ocean fishing, which is 5 to 10. Reward differ depending on total catch, which is still pretty good. Like every 2 hours, just getting 5 is fine. If you're going to end up spending an hour queuing and running the Praetorium in the gaps, and like you need to do more on Vale Run, which I will actually just pop that there, flip that off, and just do a quick Oran Vale Run now to get the 20 out of the way. Have I not done Oran Vale before? Oh, it's one of the ones that I had listed, but I've never actually done it. It was the dungeon that I was a bit like, I'm not sure, because it's not a very nice dungeon, but when we've got the bonus of 20 mogstones on the line, that's when we're like, yes. frog got me. Too much. Yeah, you pulled too much because the frog got me. Let's see if we're going to do the exact same thing and expect a different result. No, we didn't actually do it properly. No, we are still doing the same thing. This time no frog. Cheese. That's clearly where I failed. I didn't have cheese falling through. Here's one of those not very much better. There we go. Gold lung is a pesky problem. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We had a little bit of a hiccup there, because it happens. Again, large pull through the hands. worked out this time. Just about. Managed to swift res before dying myself. The big pulls are always risky. Hello. Didn't want to make me heal them. Oh. So this boss always used to be really more like the rest of the bosses. So it used to be a boss that did not have on ground areas. So like all of these big orange circles never used to show up. It used to just be wave elves and like waves and elves. Up moves used to be like, okay, this is the move it's about to do. You used to have to learn them in order to dodge them. Because there was no signal my big orange zone to well. But now they've made it and it just does the same as all the other bosses. It has an actual AoE zone. Which, given that it's a base game dungeon, makes sense. I had it that it's actually set up to take into account that they might be kind of new to the game. What if someone takes a story skip up to Heaven's Ward and then level 50 and then comes into this dungeon and is like, wait, what? Why am I now just dying repeatedly because I can't see any of the attacks? No, time to stop. No, rest away. that's my AoE attack, and it's incredibly useful. Yeah, this dungeon is less difficult than I remember. It's just this either pull through to the first boss and then pull through to the second boss, which means you're fighting one whole third of the dungeon in one go. And then there's these stacking effects. Obviously very annoying, but manageable. As long as you've got a regen ability. Regen is your best friend in this dungeon. Stack effect, and do now. Huzzah! We did it! That's 20 Mogstones in the bank. Regardless. Nice of them to hang around. And I got a bunch of commendations, so that's always good. Even if we did have a bit of a hiccup at the beginning. Because my quick res was not quick enough. Okay, where were we? Nothrika's altar. But yeah, so now if I open up my menu, I have these, which is 3 regular phantasmal tombstones. I'll take that, which is just some paladin arms. Marble triple triad card. And a noble seedling minion. It's always nice. Now just pop these down here so that I can see how many I've got as time goes on, so that when I get to like 350 I can then just go and buy all of my items. And the other thing I wanted was to, yes, show that I've done the weekly. Because I did it. I went and finished stuff. That one completed. Claim reward. Lovely. So now I've got 20, which is much better than I would have had earlier. 23 is enough to buy one of the minions, or like the emote pretty nice. But we can continue with our story. Alphino, hello. My audience with the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you once more say to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Run around the city and talk people into joining your Eolzian Alliance group. Who can we go to? Oh, Laurentius. Hello. Another member of the Company of Heroes? Oh, gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? Oh, wait, he's not. The Laurentius that was part of the Company of Heroes? It's I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron of Boscaran. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if Gaul had changed me more than I realised. Not that I have any... Oh, Gaul is jail. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognised after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the wood whalers will have naught more to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Revenant Stoll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I am a changed man. Well, we'll see how it goes. Blossom area over here. Eliana? Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Tegan, is it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Coppervale Mines. Why, you are barely more than a novice adventurer then. But look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order. Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Isildur! Throw it into the fire! Hopefully someone gets my reference. I mean, hopefully most of you get my reference. If I end up being confusing and you don't understand it, then I feel sad for you. Because what a film. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honoured by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I've sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me. and bear responsibility for those evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Although he now has a little bird companion and an umbrella over him. Someone else came and put a quilt under him, I see. Whee! Ooh, I gained a level up as well. Level 55 now. We might be level 60 before we even get to Heavensward, which would be weird. Tis not a guild office. Tis not often a guild office such as myself gets recruited. Guild officer such as myself gets recruited. This company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organisation is more organised. And then I can go back to the airship landing. And then we can move on to Uldar. Recruit some people from Uldar. What news, Tegan? For my part, the elder Cecile was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Uldar while the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavour to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Yep, off to Uldar. Houston Strip, I think it's the one upstairs. I can never remember between these ones. The Houston Strip sounds like it should be a market, but it's not, it's just a random corridor. And then the Ruby Road Exchange is the market downstairs that doesn't have red carpet. And that's why I normally get confused, because it's like, one's got red carpet but isn't called Ruby, and the other is a marketplace but not called the Strip, but it's called the Exchange, and that's how I have to remember it. Uldar, the gilded city where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Tegan. Good hunting indeed. So he wants me to proceed downstairs. There we go, I did it. I proceeded downstairs. That's always one of my funnest things to do, where it's just like, I need to get downstairs. Jumps through giant hole in the floor. Hey look, I made it downstairs. Wilred. Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland, and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realised how easily I had been manipulated, and vowed to make myself a more worldly man. So here I am, a new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm. That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Good. Hmm. Lambert. Ah, you'd be surprised what rumours drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organisation is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Really? Didn't think it would have been syndicate money that funded us, but sure. Company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighbouring nation. Well, then you're not the right fit. Next, we're gonna find people. Yellow jacket? It is yellow. Oh, yellow moon. Sorry. I'm sorry. You wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. Where? No, not that. That's not what I was doing. Wait, Orson? Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion? Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organisation sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. If your place is at the church with the children, why are you stood here, staring at a wall? Okay. Just gonna ignore the strange lady. Perhaps a Houston step for the next one. No. Speak out now again. I'll run the other way this time. Whee! Half an hour. How fared you, Tegan? What hidden gems did the streets of Uldar offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Tegan. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secured. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement? As was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumours and doubts surrounding the enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the rising stones and lay the first stone of the united Eorzea. Stone, stone to stone, stone, stone. Sure. Whee! Second airship. Oh.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
No, I'm going to take all the money
Yes,
around.
there is that, I suppose.
My money now. Hehehe.
Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Oh, poor Nanamo. You got people trying to hunt and backstab her at any opportunity. Such is the issue with being that prominent. This is not a journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must cease the preparations of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolise your services, Tegan. I am certain the Antestant will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Greetings, Tegan. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organisation. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tartaru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruitments themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught that he requires? Yep. And go have a chat and be like, hey buddy, you okay? Is everything going okay? Hey buddy, everything going okay? What can I do for you, Tegan? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with the new arms of the Scions. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrive. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer for aid, it is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the Antestant, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slathborn, the shipment, we couldn't... Godswoman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment from Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend for those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then it is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Vortemps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Tegan, Are you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortums? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realise I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favourable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Yep, I can do that. Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Rochefort will be glad for your assistance. Lord Rochefort. I think we're drawing to. No, there's still like a couple of major cutscenes that happen. And we've only just formed the company. We haven't even formed the company yet. So there must be more to do. My brain is just lacking at what? Because I know Heavensward picks up in Coerthas again. And it is something where I'm like chatting with Rochefort and it's like, you should go to Ishgard yourself. You should go into the Foundation and make sure everything's okay. Or not even that, it's a you should run to Foundation. Because being there would be safer than where you are currently. Monkey. Yep. Well, if it isn't my fine friend Tegan Mooson, would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some mulled wine? No? I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Reverend Stoll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Yes, you're correct.
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
I wasn't far off from his voice. I was giving it more of a gruffness that it did not need. His voice is fairly crisp and precise in its mannerisms. I'll have to try and remember that.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Coerthas soil.
They do our nation a great service.
Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
House Fortom. I keep wanting to pronounce the P, P-S, T-E-M-P-S is Tom.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toe. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day.
These incorrigible villains.
This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name.
We found out which one was the last primal. I forgot she was part of this grouping. Lady Iceheart.
What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
See, much like Gridanians, the Ishgardians also use a lot of French inspiration.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Because while they speak like a lot of proper English, a lot of their house names and their character names are French-inspired. Rochefort, for example, and House Fortoms. And House Gallin, is it Gallino? Rental. Let's go, Fiki. Carry me off to where these heretics are. Let's go, beat up some heretics. Whee! But yeah, Lady Iceheart is the final primal, or yes, is the final primal leading before the going on to Heavensward. So we have Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Leviathan, Ramu, Lady Iceheart, who it will be explained through the story which primal she is. And I think that's the 6 of them that then become the Kirin. Once you collect them all, you can get the Kirin. And also as a sneaky bonus, there is also the Nightmare, which you can pick up from Ifrit, Titan or Garuda Extreme, but at a much rarer chance. Tegan, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly, I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning and are canny enough to evade most of our able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organisation that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of her righteous fervour. It is an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Yeah. A little spin drop. You get to do down that tower. Nope, not that one. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackguards. I was travelling my usual route to Whitebrim Font when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armour, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they are hauling my goods. But you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. The snow. I guess we're going off the Snowcloak. Please. Would you like pausing before fighting just to eat some peas? Ah, enemies. Ah! Draw your weapon. Foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You're come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. That's because they climbed the ravine. I noticed you. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? That heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to Whitebrim Font and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. But I can do what I want. Oh, okay, I can't. He's telling me to go back and lay my suspicions in front of Lord Drillmont. I wanted to just be like, I'll kill them. I'll take them all on. Sort them out. Beat them up. Deacon, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you may balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Rochefort of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Whee! Just jump off the top of the tower carried by a flying monkey. Okay, we caught a glimpse of Iceheart, but we're not fighting her anytime soon, I don't think. But that means I think we're going to go back and do the whole little story with the new company that we're setting up, and then come back and do the Iceheart story. And then I think from there it just leads into like the big kick-off plot point for Heavensward. So hopefully we're not too far from getting into Heavensward.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
He seems like such a pompous weirdo.
Indeed.
But we all love him.
And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Giving the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Would the second shipment also not just go to that? Like, I sent a shipment of weapons and it all got attacked and stolen by heretics. But I don't want to make them not have the weapons, so I'm just going to send a second lot. Maybe he's more well guarded it? Who knows? Really suspicious though. Flying monkey. Welcome back, Shadow Wolf. I am Dotback. No idea what that is, but for some reason it's a link. The stream's been going pretty well. I've been making some good progress with the post-ARR story. We have learnt of a villain called Iceheart who is commanding a band of brigands. We also defeated the Lord of Levin and brought peace back to the Shroud. And we went round and gathered up a collection of individuals for forming a new company of heroes for Alphinaud. Who I am now going back to talk to, I believe, after reassuring that this guy got the provisions. Dagon, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Guerthus? House Fort Toms is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Rochefort for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract even greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphanos and new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. We are getting level 50 gear. Fancy level 50 gear. And there's the white mage one, the Daystar circlet. Nice little crown. And the black mage one that's just a top hat. I always like that one. But I'm not playing a black mage, so... While you were away in Coerthas, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tartarudas yet seems somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Let's go help Tataru. And yeah, I also unlocked fishing, because one of the events that is on at the moment, which I don't know if there's an individual here that can... No, the Moogle here is not the right kind. Where you collect up these irregular tombstones of Phantasmagoria, and you use those to exchange for items, some of which are specific Mog Station items. Can I please pick an option 1, 2, or 3? 2. I don't know what I'm picking for, but option 2. But yeah, you collect up these and then you exchange them with the irregular Moogle for items that can either be bought in the Mog Station for like real money, or some that you get by playing certain things later in the game. So like there's mounts, there's minions, there's like a jacket which is the one that's for specific Mog Station item, I think. But all of them you can get through the tombstones. And one of the easier ways to get is for what you're going to play. What you're going to play in what? What game you're going to play? Fair enough. Or are you joining me in Final Fantasy XIV and it's what class you're going to play? Who knows? But yeah, so that's the thing that I'll probably do between streams, and then when I'm streaming tomorrow doing more of the post-ARR game, I will also be doing some ocean fishing, because for every time you go ocean fishing you get a bunch of experience as a fisherman, but you also get between 5 and 10 irregular Mog Stones. Yes, which game you choose? Black Ops 3, sadly you don't have Final Fantasy yet. Final Fantasy is a very good game. Two of the people who were in chat earlier were both like, we might get back into Final Fantasy. And so if so, then like if you get the game and they both get the game and we all end up playing in the same server on Raiden Light, then I might have enough people to make a free company of my own and start my own guild, and then potentially make more of an impact in game. And we can have our own little house and all of our own little bits and pieces going on, like do dungeons together as a guild and that sort of thing. That would be really cool. But yeah, obviously I know Final Fantasy is expensive, so I'm not forcing anyone. I'm quite happy to wait until I get enough people who enjoy my streams who also play Final Fantasy, and just be like, when I've got enough people I will look into setting one up. But I know it's also a lot of gil to do so, and I'm only on 920,000. And these parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Tegan, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Storm. I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organisation is a well-dressed organisation, I suppose. No, the Scions like their individuality. They're not an organisation, they're just a collection of do-gooders. who want to help and also kill God. It's very silly. Yu Hase. So you know how I wrote your name on a weapon my trusty knife is going to design a bit more and maybe put your name on it a few more of my favourite weapons? I'm totally okay with that. You're more than welcome to put my name on a bunch of weapons. Not in real life, obviously don't write my name on an actual gun that is actually going to kill people. I do not want that. But in a game based around being a soldier is fine. Like, it's not real violence. It is fake video game violence, and that is all above board. If you are to cause anything to do with real violence, then I would be like, don't put my name on it. Yeah, no murder in real life. Don't murder in real life. And those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. Wait, I'm giving them ultramarine uniform? I'm dressing them up as ultramarines. These uniforms are a splendid idea. Once our organisation has made a name for itself, there shall be a wealth of plenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Oh, I don't like this guy already. I know why I don't like this guy already. I already have like an inclination to not like this guy, but he's doing it purely for profit, and that's not the intent of it. Laurentius. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. You're looking for something. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. What are we looking for? I'm looking in the wrong direction. Whee. Oh. I'm showing off their fancy mount. Fancy Mount Cube away! Harlem House. This Scarlet Guard makes me a proud member of the Maelstrom, a hearty defender of Limsa Lominsa. Yet, in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, here's your blue uniform. Oh, now this is a striking shade of blue. But alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for colour. Yep. Up above. Ah. Ilberd. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilberd, and I will have the honour of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, but I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. I just made the knife blade a bit darker blue. Then my hair. Nice. So a slight fade on it. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. What is that mount? Oh, hang on. Weird ghost cat lion with wings. Some kind of cosmic sphinx. Well read. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. Here's your uniform. I've never worn aught quite so voluptuous. Voluminous? Sure, voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Ariel. Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was you? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Here's your uniform. Oh, proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off me. This thing will cut off the blood to my head. Not to worry though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. He's going to customise his uniform. Hi, Aliana. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Here's your uniform. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organisation is somewhat intimidating. Yeah. And the last person... Tegan Newson? Gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling around town. The tales of your primal battles won't inspire me to come to Revenant's Toll. I've come to give you your sign-up uniform. It is an honour to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. It teleported into a lamppost. Oh. I might have to leave it there for the moment because that is 6 o'clock. I also need to go and make sure that I catch deep sea fishing because it's 6 o'clock. So we're stopping with the story. I might keep the stream going just for the deep sea fishing and then I'm going to turn it off to then go and eat. Because food. But I might as well stream the first deep sea fishing that we do because otherwise it will be a waste. As I'm going to do it anyway. Not Fisherman's Guild. That was the wrong one. I need to make sure I get there on time. It's 3 minutes past already. Come on. No problem. I'm glad you got to enjoy some of it. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening. Yeah, I'm going to do some deep sea fishing though. So we will stream that. So the stream will continue on for a little bit longer. Because I've got to make sure the deep sea fishing gets streamed because it's the first one. And past the first one it will very much be similar. Make sure I get down to the docks. Swap over to my fishing equipment, which is still all the level 1 stuff. And then register the board. Durability of one of my pieces is low. Oh no. Repair gear. Repair all. Yes. Now I registered the board. I can't register more than one duty at a time. Oh, cool. It did register, they just also told me that my gear was low. Okay, so there is a website that you can use called finalfantasy14.pf-n.co/ocean fishing, ocean-fishing, and it shows you the general, it's called Lulu's Tools. It's a GitHub website that shows you the general breakdown of, general, and you can also look at a much more in-depth breakdown of all of the fishing spots. And it gives you a general idea of which bait is best to use for each area. So by the looks of it, this one is lugworms, then krill. So ragworms, sorry, not lugworms. Lugworms are the one that I was given to fish with. Ragworms, then krill. So I equip my ragworms, and then we can go into the proper ocean fishing. As soon as it launches, which hopefully won't take too long because it says a maximum of 15 minutes and it's already been 6. There we go. We filled up the boat of 24 people. And so while I'm only level 7 fisherman, or level 7 fisher, there's still opportunities. So I don't expect to get a lot of fish during this, but if I can catch anything and get some amount of points, like if I can do some of the ocean fishing parts and get a general good gist of it, then it should be really good. So this is ocean fishing aboard the Endeavour. You get some lovely cutscenes of you and all the other people on the fishing boat just enjoying being on the fishing boat. And you get those between the 3 sections. Ooh, so we'll start with night time. So yep, still got the right bait equipped. Hop into my inventory and go into the food that I've got. One of those is control. The other one is just vitality. Control is a crafting thing, not a gathering thing. Oh, I moved. So yeah, when you're ocean fishing, you get 3 voyage missions, which you get to complete over the 3 steps. Oh gosh, a 3 question marks straight away. A ferocious bite. I don't know if I'll be able to reel it in, maybe. Oh my god. I managed it. And got a full level. Which unlocked sneak. Yeah, I can put sneak up there. So yeah, the objectives that the voyage missions that I have, and also you get this lovely little timer for each section. Those are the 3 sections, and it gives you a list of what fish you've managed to catch. So yeah, the missions I've got as a level 7 when I entered was catch 13 crabs, which I've got 1 already. Catch fish rated 3-star or higher, which I've got 1 already, because the spectral butterfly that I caught that was a ferocious bite was also 3-star. You can tell it's got this lovely green like fade coming up to the bottom of the picture, and its name is in green as well. And then catch 5 fish with a ferocious bite. So if I can catch 13 crabs, 5 3-star fish and 5 ferocious bites, then we will have finished all the voyage missions and be in pretty good standing for getting a whole bunch of experience for our quests for this set of ocean fishing. And what I can do, I can also just have a little sit. Nope, not while I'm reeling it in apparently. There we go. Have a little sit. I can just sit and fish. Have a lovely calm fishing experience, trying to get all these double melon. And that's it. This is where fishing is quite fast to level up, and ocean fishing especially is great for just assisting in catching new stuff, which by just catching stuff and catching different things, you level up quicker. So even though I'm just catching tortoiseshell crabs at the moment, if I can catch 13 of them, which is another 6, I'll end up completing one of my missions. And if I don't catch them, I catch other things, which get me more points and get me more experience with new types of fish. So it's all good. Ferocious bite. Hooray, I did it! That's 2 out of the 5 ferocious bites. And it's another spectral butterfly. So that's 2 out of the 5 3-star or higher fish. We're doing pretty good for zone 1 with 3 minutes left. We're doing pretty good on the mission front. We have luck on our side. Beginner's luck of first time fishing. I've turned up in my suit with my glasses to go fishing. Everyone else has got like nice fishing outfits and I'm just here like, I just popped off from work. I've just stepped out from work for a spot of fishing. Don't mind me. That was me hitting level 10 as well. Technically I did. Yeah, exactly. I was doing my main story quest and I just went, oh, time to go ocean fishing. Oh, water Mora. Yeah. I'm just doing a spot of ocean fishing on my lunch break. And then once I've finished ocean fishing, I will actually go and eat something. Sense of the menace disappears. So the other part of ocean fishing is that while you are all fishing, manta ray, you are all working towards getting a point total that triggers special events. And there are certain events that happen just as default as you go through. So you can see we're in the same party as level 28, level 47, 2 level 100s, level 30s, level 60s, and me being little level 10. In fact, the cat person I'm fishing right next to is the level 67 that's in our party. So that's quite fun. But yeah, so there's no like restriction other than that you have to have unlocked ocean fishing to being able to join ocean fishing. There's just obviously the higher level you are, the more skills you can use and the more fish you can catch quicker and better fish, which will help you level up even quicker. Whereas I'm just here catching the basic fish for the most part, which is still leveling me up super fast. Like I've already gained 3 levels in the first zone. Like gaining 3 levels each zone I think is the standard, regardless of what level you are. No, I think as you get higher level it drops to 1 per zone, but it means you've then got 3 over the full deep sea fishing. Now we get to the next zone with a little spoiler about something in the next expansion. We'll ignore that. Pretend you don't see that mountain that's flying. Just pretend it's not there. No flying mountain, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have another sit down. Continue our fishing. So this is where, because we've changed zones, normally you would have to re-up all of your abilities and swap bait. But the bait I was recommended for this zone is the same stuff, so keep on keeping on with my lovely little worms. Oh, look, another crab. 3 crabs left. Should be nice and simple to get that. Oh, I moved accidentally. Ooh, see the dolphins swimming nearby? They could be scouting ahead. So, yeah, dolphins is one of the little events that helps improve the catches that you can get. Another one is seagulls. And then another one is an ominous face in the water. And then there is the one that you're actually hunting, which if everyone catches stuff really well and passes a certain point threshold, you unlock Spectral Sea, which is where you catch basically every line you toss out will pull you in a 3 or higher. There we go, Spectral Current. So now I'll be throwing out a fishing rod and pulling in 3 starfish. 3 or higher. I like 4 starfish there. And there's 4 starfish. Wild urchin. So this will definitely and easily finish off my second mission. Catch 5 3-star or higher fish, because I have now already done it. As long as this catches. Yeah. That person sitting down every time makes me feel like I'm going. Ferocious bite. Ah. Second part of our 3rd mission. We've got 3 ferocious bites so far already. And we only need 2 more. Yeah, look at all this wonderful spectral current. Beautiful rainbow water, beautiful rainbow sky. 4 out of 5 ferocious bites. Maybe we can get another one. Before the spectral sea ends. Maybe. But when the spectral sea ends, we can get multiple. There's upsides today. Oh. We did it! We fought all 5 of our ferocious bites. Yes! I remember the water starfish. I'm yielding to 2 bear factors in it. Yep. Seeing messages and thinking they're the exclamation mark and hooking nothing. There we go. Spectral has ended. can I get 2 more crabs? That's the real question. We've still got a 3rd zone as well, so we've got plenty of time. If you start fishing in real life, I've never fished in real life, so I would not be able to tell you anything, unfortunately. I've seen people fishing. I just get nervous around unpredictability. So, a frantic fish trying to escape for its life, for instance, and the fact that you are swinging what is effectively a rope on a stick with a sharp hook on the end seems like a very easy way to hurt yourself if you're not actually very dexterous, which I'm not, so yeah. Not for me, I don't think. But fishing in the game, fishing games, absolutely fine. Oh, I need 1 more crab. Come on, be a crab. Go on. But now we're going to the last zone. The last zone wants me to swap to a different bait. Realistically, it wants me to swap to krill. Are there any crabs? They're caught by krill by the looks of it. No, there is a couple of crabs caught by ragworms in the next zone. So I'll keep using ragworms until I catch the last crab. And then I'll swap to krill, that will hopefully get me more stuff. Here we go, the last zone. I'm just standing at the front like, yee. Onwards and upwards. One more crab needed. Oh, there we go. And now I can swap to krill and continue fishing. Because that's my 3 missions completed. Which is pretty nice. Am I going to catch anything? Sometimes it does take a little while. There was also a crab. There we go. So I didn't need to stick to ragworms because I caught a crab on a krill anyway. Sitting down when you're not in a spectral sea is fine, because you don't have to stand up to do anything less than a ferocious bite. But when you have particularly big fish or ferocious bites, your camel has to stand up to reel them in. So, spooky name for a starfish. Which when the spectral sea is on, every fish is either big or well, 4-star. In fact, want to not be sat down. I say as the spectral current kicks off right away. Ah! go, we hit level 15. It's a whole bunch. We have loads of abilities here, which includes a patience hook and a ferocious but powerful hook, which is like Mechanicus Failure and patience. So a way that this works is you can use patience, some of your G3, which then allows you to use precise or powerful hooks. So if I do this, I can put my rod in, and depending on how many exclamation marks you have over your head, dictates which one you want to use. So patience hook is for the smaller amounts, and powerful hook is for the bigger amounts. And they're just faster rear limbs by the look, that get you a better chance of getting a bigger fish. And they do cost G2 to form. Like that, they get a large fish rather than average fish. It's pretty nice. It's a bonus experience for getting bigger fish. Use Stalagmite for other G2. There we go, and my patience ran out, so now I can just go back to using regular hooks. Yeah, that got me a load of points and a load of experience, like a level and a bit, just for doing that one set of spectral current with patience on. Well, that was pretty good. Yeah, given that I started at level 7 on this one fishing ocean voyage, like how calm the music went from TP to how it was earlier. Yeah, the music goes from like lovely calm fishing music with this beautiful sunset behind us, or the precursor to a beautiful sunset behind us, to Spectral Current is here, quickly, frantic comedy music. Yeah, it goes to the music that it uses for events in the Gold Saucer, where it's like, it's the gambling music, which, if I remember correctly, is actually the battle music from one of the older games. Like Final Fantasy II, I think, used that as fight music in certain areas. But yeah. And then we're almost done with this area. If I can get this quickly, I can get one more fish. Am I going to be able to? 40. Yeah, I'll be able to get one more, I think. There we go. So when it hits 30, I think it tells you to stop fishing. Was it 20? No, there you go. 35. Port's calling, everyone pull your rods in. Because then 25 seconds is enough time for you to fish up one more fish with all the abilities you could possibly use to, like, chain it into extra fish. But there you go. That was ocean fishing. I gained 10 whole levels and got my 8 irregular tombstones because I did pretty good, even for the low level that I was. Managed to complete all my missions with a bunch of level 1 gear. like half of the gear I'm wearing is not even gathering gear, and then I've got like a level 1 fishing rod. And here's the list of all the stuff I fished up, then the score that I got, all the bonuses that I got for certain things, which gained me an extra 5,793 experience. And I got the reward for leaving port. So that then levels me up to 5,000 extra experience. Should level me up, I think. No, got me like half a level. But yeah, so I went from level 7 to level 17 in one sea fishing. And this can be done every 2 hours. And as you can tell, it takes about half an hour to do. So between now and next stream, I will probably do a few more ocean fishings, which means if I'm watching all the people, so what people are doing now is desynthesizing their fish. It's the thing you can do to basically be like, I don't need this item, break it down into its components, which I didn't realise you could do with sea fishing stuff. I don't think I've unlocked, because sea fishing takes up a lot of your inventory, as you can tell. Like, I didn't catch a lot, and most of my inventory is now full. Yeah, I haven't unlocked desynthesization. But you can also just sell them all. Like, I'm low enough level that I'm just going to go and sell them all. I don't need any of these at the moment. There you go. It earned me some money. But yeah, so that was the stream. Between now and next stream, I will probably do a bit more deep sea fishing. So if my level is not level 17 fisher when I come back tomorrow at 12 for the next stream, that explains why. I will hopefully also earn up. I've got 31 mogstones now, irregular tombstones. So hopefully I will have more of those tomorrow. And while we are streaming tomorrow, we will be doing the post-ARR story alongside doing deep sea fishing. So we will end up taking about an hour and a half for deep sea fishing. I think it would be, because the one at 12, the one at 2, one at 4, and the one at 6 at the end. So we'll take 2 hours for deep sea fishing, and the other 4 and a bit hours will all be the story and the campaign. If that makes sense? So yeah, our story will be interspersed with fishing montages. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in. Goodbye.